worried are you about KD's durability? Because the big three have only played 7 games together this season.
Well, I'm very worried because I don't think that the Brooklyn Nets come out of the East without KD on the court. That's just the bottom line for me. I think when healthy, he's arguably the best in the world, clearly top 2 as far as I'm concerned. He's that lethal. He's that much of a marksman. He's so efficient offensively. This is what he does, is what he brings to the table. But durability is a huge question mark where he is concerned. There is no way of getting around that. I saw the knees, Trevor Ariza's knee hit his thigh, so it's reasonable. It's not a calf or anything like that, but still in all, his durability is a question mark, and anything with the lower extremities, anything involving the lower extremities, gives me cause to pause when it comes to Kevin Durant because of what he's coming off of with the 18-month layoff due to the Achilles tear. So I look at it from that perspective, along with the plethora of games that he's missed this year, and I definitely think there is concern because, again, as great as James Harden is, as great as Kyrie Irving is, I do not believe for 1 second that the Brooklyn Nets are coming out of the Eastern Conference without KD on the floor.
Well, I think for a second they could come out of the Eastern Conference. I don't know if I'd pick them, but I think they'd be very live in the East, even without KD. But I don't think – I mean, of course, you should be concerned. It's Kevin Durant. He's one of the great players in the game. And with a healthy KD and nothing standing in the Nets' way, they're going to obliterate everybody. So, yeah, there should be some concern. But let's not get carried away, Stephen A. First of all, you mentioned it. It's on his thigh. You know, if this was – so at worst, it's indirectly related to an Achilles, kind of, sort of, but not even, because it wasn't like it was a non-contact injury. There was contact. Now, if KD suffered a non-contact injury, and I heard it was his lower hamstring, it was his calf, it was anywhere in that vicinity of the Achilles, and it was non-contact, I'd be like, uh-oh. But if you asked me to start the season, you know, hey, Nets fans, would you sign up for this? KD, because of some, getting back and some injuries and stuff, will only play around half the games by this time in the season, but he'll be playing on the level we've seen him playing. I think they would sign up. The main thing is the quality of his play does not, if it's diminished, it's hard to tell. Maybe on defense a little bit, even though he was accepting the toughest defensive assignment in the beginning of the season consistently when they weren't playing good defense, but he was still taking on that assignment. No, offensively, he looks just about the same to me. He suffered a contact injury to a different part of his body. No, I'm not gonna be overly concerned. And Stephen A., let's just think how we were feeling about the Rockets when it was James Harden and Russell Westbrook. Now, we didn't like him, but we gave him a puncher's chance with Westbrook and Harden. But in terms of the playoffs, Kyrie has a better track record than Westbrook, frankly, because he shoots better. So you mean to tell me that that team had a puncher's chance, but this team, with a better supporting cast, Joe Harris and these guys, and Kyrie and not Westbrook, you mean to tell me, and Harden, by the way, playing on the highest level we've ever seen him play on, they don't have a good shot to get out of the East? I think they're just as live, just right in the class of the Sixers and the Bucks to get out of the East, even without KD. But with KD? Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course you like the Nets.
What I would ask is that if you're going to dance, why don't you at least wait until Tuesday or Wednesday? We going to end the weekend and come on in the first segment. We going to start dancing already? Well, I wouldn't pick them, but they're live. Really? That's what we're doing? I'm making a definitive statement. I'm saying that I don't believe they're coming out of the East. I didn't get into the can'ts or whatever the case may be. You could have an any given Sunday mentality when it comes to football.
Who's coming out of the East?
Hold on. I'm speaking now. Hold on. The point is that you can have an any given Sunday mentality when it comes to football. In basketball, obviously with with James Harden and Kyrie on the floor, you want to say a puncher's chance or better than a puncher's chance. Sure, I'm not going that route. I'm making a statement that I don't believe they're coming out of the East. Now, that could mean, Max, they get to Game 7 of an Eastern Conference Finals and then lose. Does that mean they came out of the East? No, exactly. No, they did not. I'm making a definitive statement. I'm not getting into whether they're live or not. I understand with Kyrie and James Harden on the court, you could potentially beat anybody. I don't believe that they're coming out of the East against anybody, Philadelphia, Milwaukee specifically, without Kevin Durant on the floor. That's what I'm saying. I didn't bring up, are they live? I didn't bring up, they have a chance. I'm saying I don't have them coming out of the East without Kevin Durant on the court. I don't believe they will be representing the East in the NBA Finals. That's my position.
Number one, I probably would take the Sixers because what's your answer for Embiid? But it's not like in basketball in the beginning of every season, we have a very good feeling about who it's going to be. There are 2 or 3 teams because basketball is fundamentally determinative in the NBA. You play a best of 7, the team with the best players, it's not like the tournament or the NFL or Major League Baseball where you get freaky kind of upsets the same way in the NBA. So what I'm saying is without KD, that's one of the teams you would identify still as a good shot to come out of the East as the Nets. But that's just one part, Stephen A. The other is we don't have to get crazy alarmed over this injury. As I said, it's not a non-contact injury, and it doesn't look like it's directly related to the Achilles. Like, that could happen to anybody, really. You get a little thigh contusion or whatever, you got to come out of the game. Now, KD's, 7 feet tall. He's a lanky dude. He's never been, brolic. He's not LeBron James. And so that's always been, you could always be concerned about that sort of thing with KD. But my point is, I'm no more concerned about an injury like this now than I would be, 5 years ago with KD.
Fair enough. My position is that when he tore his Achilles, it wasn't the first time in his career he was injured and it compromised their postseason. And because he's tall and he's lanky and he's not as durable as, say, a LeBron James, that's a big, big issue. And I think that when you look at the Philadelphia 76ers, the way they defend and the way Joel Embiid has been playing, and the shooters that they surround him with, and the way Tobias Harris has been playing, along with Seth Curry and others. And then you look at the Milwaukee Bucks, who acquired Drew Holiday. You still got the Greek Freak. You still got Middleton. You picked up P.J. Tucker. Obviously, you still got Brooks Lopez. And you think about what they can do defensively and how they're still a major player in all of this. And they got 2 games coming up against Philadelphia on their home turf within the next week. We'll see what they do there. My point is, I think both are so formidable that the Brooklyn Nets absolutely would require the services of Kevin Durant in order to beat one of those 2 teams. And that's the way I'm looking at it. And so because of it, that's why the question about are you worried about Kevin Durant's durability is so profound to me, because I believe he is the difference maker. He is the one who will decide whether the Brooklyn Nets go to the NBA Finals or not.